space. It's so important for any human, especially busy humans, especially parents, especially mothers, especially stay-at-home moms, to have your own outlet where you can just follow your passions and curiosities, or just do things that truly make you happy.
Hello my loves, and welcome back to my channel. I am so grateful that you're here with me today. Like always, I'm here showing some clips from just a normal day in my life as a stay-at-home mom who also watches another little toddler. As you can see, I'm about 18 weeks pregnant here, I believe, when I film this. So that also makes it interesting. And I just, love documenting these different stages of life so I can go back and look at them. I also love seeing how other people are living their day-to-day life, especially moms who are trying to balance a lot, which moms aren't trying to balance a lot. So here's my morning routine. You saw me stretching, which I do every single morning, a little bit of meditation, which sometimes just looks like a few deep breaths, and then I do this journaling practice I've been doing for so long on an app on my phone called Notion. I just made this template myself where I list some intentions for my day, what I'm grateful for, and a little bit of light journaling. I know everyone says this, but it's true. If you can just give yourself 5 to 10 15 minutes at most in the morning before your kids wake up, it truly is a game changer. I don't do it all the time, but the days that I do, I have such a better energy and mood throughout the day. I usually wake up ravenously hungry in this pregnancy, so I make breakfast right away. It's been a peanut butter toast pretty much the whole time. Usually it has some kind of fruit on it. Today it does not. And then I get up my toddler so we can go and pick up his cousin and start our day. It's not always possible with 2 toddlers, but I do try to get a few things done while they're playing, like emptying the dishwasher or doing laundry. But like always, and I say this later in the video, it's about flexibility. Being a mom, and especially a mom of toddlers, every day looks different, but it does help to get a few things done while they're playing. This season of motherhood has definitely been interesting. I can feel myself evolving and changing as I get ready to add another little human to our group, and that can feel really uncomfortable sometimes, but I'm trying to lean into those lessons, which I'll talk about later. So most days we try to get outside and do some kind of activity. We're lucky to have so many parks in our area, and now that it's getting so nice out, we try to get outside as much as we can. It's good for the kids, it's good for my mental health, so that is definitely a win-win. And as you can see from these video clips, these kids love to climb.
If it sounds like I'm talking quietly, it's because I am talking quietly. Arlo is still talking in his bed after like an hour of me putting him down. And that just happens sometimes. One of the many things I've been learning to embrace with parenthood is flexibility. Sometimes he naps, sometimes he doesn't. But even if he doesn't nap, I try to keep him in his room and do like quiet time for the length of nap time, which is usually like an hour or 2. Fingers crossed he stays in there so I can get some other things done. I just want to come on here and just talk about life recently and connect with all of you, especially my fellow mothers, my fellow stay-at-home moms, but just moms in general, because I feel like parenting recently has just been such a wild ride. I mean, when is it not? It's always changing and evolving. But as you may or may not know, I stay at home full-time with Arlo, and then I watch his cousin 3 days a week. So having 2 toddlers that are almost 3, they'll be 3 this summer, while being pregnant, has been interesting. It's been very interesting, but also like so many good lessons in there. And that is how I always try to see life, even when it gets tough and hard, even with like the pregnancy loss stuff. I'm like, where is the lesson in the growth here? And people may not choose to see life that way or may think it's like toxic, positive, or whatever, but it benefits me, it helps me. So that's how I choose to see it. With that being said, parenting has been super challenging at points. Like Arlo's definitely in his big emotion phase and boundary pushing phase. That's a really kind way of me saying he's in his tantrum phase. Yeah, it's been hard to maintain my own peace and calm while also helping him, which is like one of the biggest parts of parenting I'm learning and relearning again and again. It's just like maintaining your own calm and peace so you can help them manage their feelings. And it's just so interesting, can be so challenging, but also how beautiful that we get a chance again to like re-examine how we're handling our emotions. And yeah, it's really not easy sometimes. So I'm sending love and compassion to any other parents out there struggling with that and finding yourself being overwhelmed and angry. And then after that, I just feel yucky, like it doesn't feel good. So I've just been trying to like brush up on the parenting practices that do feel good. I've started a new audiobook. I think it's called Peaceful Parent Happy Kids. And I'm going to listen to some other books that I've really loved on parenting are How to Talk So Little Kids Will Listen and Hunt, Gather, Parent. I think that's what it's called. I didn't like necessarily agree with every single thing in those books, but there were so many good nuggets that I could take away. And a lot of times I forget them, but it's good to have reminders. It's good to have reminders. So yeah, that's been parenting recently. And I think just the fact too that I'm starting to feel better, like really January, February, most of March, I just didn't feel good. Like nauseous, tired, so different than my pregnancy with Arlo. I go into this much more in depth in a recent podcast episode I did if you want to check it out. But I'm starting to feel like myself again. I'm starting to feel good. I'm starting to feel inspired. And that is like a life giving energy right there. It made me realize how much like creating the podcast and making videos and doing stuff like that like fueled my soul, which I knew that, but it was just a reminder of how much happiness and fulfillment I get from just having my own creative outlet and exercising my own creative juices. It's so important for any human, especially busy humans, especially parents, especially mothers, especially stay-at-home moms, to have your own outlet where you can just follow your passions and curiosities or just do things that truly make you happy. So I know it can be hard to find time. I get it. I didn't make any time for those things the past few months because when I wasn't watching Arlo, I was sleeping or resting or just trying to survive the first trimester. So I get it. But when you make time for those things, it truly fuels your soul. And like soul health is so important. We talk about mental health, emotional health, physical health, but what about your soul health? Are you fueling your soul? I had a whole episode on this too, fueling the fire in your soul. So it's like I know these things, but I forget them all the time. And it feels so good to remember. So thanks for being here with me today. I just think it's so important to connect on this parenting journey, or really just this alignment journey in general of finding what feels aligning, fulfilling, and present for you. What I talk about on my YouTube channel, what I talk about on my podcast, it helps to connect with others. And community, I'm realizing, is like one of the most important things in life, and especially in parenting. So, what I'm going to do for the rest of nap time, because we have like an hour and a half till we have to leave to go pick up Josie's brother. So, that's Arlo's cousin's brother, so it's also his cousin. Anyways, we go and pick him up from school. I think I'm going to work on the podcast just a little bit. I have a little bit of editing to do for this episode that I'm going to release this week. It should be out by the time that this is posted. I've taken like over 2 month break from the podcast. So like I said many times already, it feels so good to be back. So I'm going to do that. And yeah, I'll take you along for the rest of my day. I don't know if I mentioned this already, but I really like just documenting these different seasons of life. I feel like I haven't done a vlog in a while, and I want to be able to look back at this season and remember it. Even the challenging parts, even the parts that have been so hard, I want to remember it. And it's so fun to capture it in this space and be able to go back and look at it. So thanks for being here. And I hope you found this comforting, entertaining, or just anything that you needed from this you got. I've been taking pictures of my bump this time, just like I did last time. And of course, it's interesting how much faster I'm showing. I know everyone said it. It's true. With your second pregnancy, you show so much quicker. I feel like this is how I looked 25, 30 weeks pregnant with Arlo, and I'm 18 weeks now, a sweet little girl. But so grateful for what my body is doing for me and this baby, and just very, very grateful. Alright, Arlo's in bed. I am all settled in on the couch with my chocolates and my seltzer water. I have the window open, or not the window, the door open to outside. I can hear the crickets. Oh, this is just such a vibe, watching some of my favorite YouTubers. What's so special about this is I haven't wanted my nightly chocolate and seltzers in months. Like I mentioned before, all the things I used to love didn't sound good. Like nothing sounded good. So it's just the little things sometimes. The fact that I can stomach having my seltzer water and a little piece of chocolate, and also the beautiful breeze coming in, hearing the crickets. Just the change of seasons is so exciting. So just a reminder to romanticize and enjoy the little things, because the little things make a beautiful life. So I'm going to continue watching this, enjoy being horizontal after a long day of momming. Very fulfilling and very exhausting at the same time. And it's okay that it can be both things, and just relax and enjoy myself. So thank you so much for joining me in today's vlog. Let me know in the comments your thoughts, if you're a mother, if you agree with any of the things I've been talking about, or just anything you enjoyed from this video, or how you are doing in the season. I love hearing from all of you. Subscribe if you're new here. I have new videos. They used to be every week, but now they're more like a few times a month. But I appreciate it so much every time you subscribe, because that just helps the channel so much. Go and check out the podcast, like I mentioned, if you haven't yet, for just some uplifting, inspiring conversations. And yeah, I just love you all so much. And of course, I will see you in the next video.
Everything from her workout class.
Just kidding, I'm back. But one more thing I wanted to share was, of course, I stretch at night too, which I didn't capture that on film, but I feel like that's just such a gift to my body. And then afterwards I put my feet up the wall. And what I've started doing very recently is I go through each part of my body, like my feet, my legs, my uterus, my stomach, my head, and just like thank it for doing its job today and helping me function through life. And even with my head, I'm like, thank you for helping me problem solve. And I know you bring up worries, but just like, thanks for trying to keep me safe. And obviously, uterus, thank you for growing this precious baby. And thank you, feet, for getting me around today, because our body listens to us and it's always communicating with us. So I just feel like this is a really powerful practice. Okay, I'm going to bed now. Good night.